ויחי יעקב בארץ מצרים 17 שנה, ויהי ימי יעקב שני חייו 7 שנים ו40 שנה. Yaakov lived to be 147 years. Vayikru yemei Yisrael Amos, and his days were coming close. Vayikru l'chmulay l'Yosef v'emar lo im no matzasechem b'necha sim l'yot chatachas ereyerechi b'sisi modei chesed v'emes al nosik v'reinu v'mitzrayim. I want you to make a promise that you're not going to bury me in Mitzrayim. Rashi says 3 reasons. He didn't want to be involved with the kinim, because the ground of Eretz Mitzrayim will turn into Kinim. Second reason Rashi says is because he didn't want to have the Tsar Gilgul Mechilois, because by Tchias HaMeishim, those that are in Eretz Yisrael, they're there. The other ones that come from Chutz La'aretz, they have to have the Tsar Gilgul Mechilois.
Is that a problem?
And the third one is he didn't want to become an Avodah Zorah in Mitzrayim.
Sometimes the tzaddik think that these things are going to touch his holy body.
The earth turned into Kinim.
Yeah, but he's a kadosh.
He didn't want to be next to the Kinim.
Okay.
I hear your question.
Why can't we use this proof to
Must
show
be something more deeper than just scared everybody got to be
For sure. Chevron is the most important. They paid for it. They paid double for it, as we see soon. ושכבתי עם אבויסי ונשאנו ממצרים וכבדני בקבורוסם ויאמר אנוכי אעשה כדבריך. He says, I'm going to do as you requested. In other words, Jesus says he'll bury his father in Eretz Yisrael. ויאמר שווה לי, make a shvua, וישב עלי וישתח יisrael עלי שמיתו.
Wait, I didn't trust him?
Good
No,
question.
you want to give him a chizuk.
What, doesn't he trust him? All the Mephoshim ask. What, doesn't he trust him? Doesn't he trust him? כל אלה שבטי ישראל 12, וזה שדיבר למבים, וברך עשם איש אשר כבחוס וברך עשם וצו עשם ואמר עליהם, after he gives a bracha to Menashe and Ephraim, all the 12 Shvatim, he speaks to his sons. ויאמר עליהם אני נסף על אמרי קברו אויסי אל אבויסי אל מורה אשר בחסדי אפרן החיתי. He wants to be buried in the Maras Machpelah. The Maras of his day of Machpelah, Sher Apnei Mamri, Beretz Knon, Shekona Avram es Asodom Eis Efron Achita Lachuz Cover, in the field that Avram Avinu purchased. Shama Kovru es Avram, Sora Isht, Shama Kovru es Yitzchak, Rivka Ishtoi, Shama Kavarti es Leah. So, this field is Mikna Sodom Mora Shabai Meis Neches, this field that was bought from Neches.
The Shvatim did not know all this? Why you have to tell them? Shem kavarti et Rachel, Shem kavarti et Leah.
No, not Leah.
I mean, why are they saying that?
Why?
Shvatim was with him.
Good question. We'll get to it. Veichal Yakov l'tzavas his monav. V'yosef raglav al amita v'yigva v'yosef alama. And Rashi says, it doesn't say v'yom, it says v'yigva b'satzadik loy meis, Yakov v'inu loy meis. Vayipol Yosef al pnei Aviv. Yosef falls on his father's face. Vayevkalo vayishakalo. He cries and he kisses his father. Vayayetzav Yosef as avodah v'sareifim. Lachnet azov. Vayechanto reifim es Yisrael. Vayimlu loy arboim yom kichen yimlu me'echanutim. V'yivko Yosef mitzayim shivim yom. 40 days that they took care of the body, and 30 days for the crying. Vayimlu loy arboim yom kichen Yimlu Yimei Chanutim Yivkir Yosef Mitzrayim Shivim Yom Vayavru Yimei Vichy Yosef V'Yidabru Yosef Al Beis Parei Leimer. Yosef spoke to the people in Parei's house. No Matzasechem Benechem Dabru No Ba'ozei Parei Leimer. Speak to Parei and tell him Ovi Yishbiani Leimer Hine Nech Manoich Beis Bekivri Asher Korisi Li Beretz Canaan. My father said, in other words, said his father said that he wants to die and be buried in the grave that he dug in Canaan. Shamatik Bereni, that's where you should bury me. V'ata elop, no, I want to go up and bury my father. V'shuv, and I'll return. Pari said, go bury your father as he told you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to kiss somebody dead? You know he died and you're allowed to kiss him?
Seems like there's no problem.
No
Seems like there's no problem, yeah.
I mean, also, a question. What does Torah have to relate to us about the Hanutim. I mean, why do we have to know that?
Right, that's a good question.
140 days.
Right, I don't know.
Okay.
You also see Paro had no trouble trusting Yosef, so that's something to be
Right.
learned.
Right? Yeah. Subtext is that he did have a problem. But we'll talk about that in a second. Rashi says, not to say, Rashi says that Kasherish Biyeka means that they really didn't want to let him go. But the Gemara says in Soita, Rashi brings a Bekitzer that when Yosef became a king, the said, what? This guy, an Eved that was bought for this amount of money, he said, I see he's an intelligent guy. They said, yeah, let's test him. So he said, I'm going to test him if he knows all the languages. And the Malach came and taught him all the languages. And Yosef said, can I ask you a question? He said, sure. Ata medaber ivrit?
No.
He says, what are you talking about? He says, Ata medaber ivrit? Chinese. He says, oh, wow, I got you. You didn't get me, I got you. So Pari says, shh, don't tell anyone. So he said, fine, I won't tell anyone. Could you promise you won't tell anyone? I promise I won't tell anyone. So the Gemara says that when he said that his father made him give a shvuah that he will bury him, so Pari said, what's the big deal? You know, I heard that this thing you go with the three rabbis and they say machalach, machalach, machalach. So go to the three rabbis. It's not hard to find three rabbis. Machalach, machalach. The bimata yeshvuah. So he said, oh, I forgot about it. You're right. It's a good idea. I have another shvuah also. I really want to be matter. I'll do both at the same time.
2 for 1.
Yeah. So Pari said, forget about it. You know what?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go. Forget about it. Don't do the. Don't be matter any shvuah.
What's the?
That's a Gemara in Soiter. And Rashi says a bekitzer on this Kasherish Beyaka. The Pashas that answers the question that someone asked before, and that's what the Ramban really says. Why doesn't Yakov trust the son?
Yeah.
When he says, Tikbereinim Mitzrayim, Al not Tikbereinim Mitzrayim, and he says, Anoichi Esach Edvorecha, so why he doesn't trust him? He says, Ishavali? Because he wanted to give that extra ammunition, because he wanted to give that, but that's what we'll talk about in a minute. But before we get to this, we jumped a little ahead. Let's learn this Rashi, one Rashi here. Rashi says, Asher Korisi Li. So what does it mean, Asher Korisi Li? And what does it mean? Kipshutoi. Kamoi ki yichre ish. Kipshutoi means he dug a cave. He dug a burial spot. Medrasha is Mesiashav al Loshen. There is a medrash also that is Mesiashav on the Loshen of Pshuta Shel Mikra. What's this medrash which is Mesiashav on the Loshen of Pshuta Shel Mikra? Kamoi Asher Konisi. What does it mean, Asher Konisi li? It means Asher Konisi li. I bought for myself. Rabbi Akiva said, when I went to the big cities on the ocean, is hoyu koidim le mechira kira. They would call something which is mechira, a sale, they would call it kira. Void, a third pshat, medrash, it's a medrash. Loshen kri dogur, a pile. Shenotol Yakov kolkes of azov shevim in beis Lavan v'asos akedi. All the gold and silver that he had from the house of Lavan, because he had a lot of sheep and he sold the sheep and he made a lot of money and he made a lot of gold and silver. He made it a big pile. V'amar le'esav toil zeh b'shvil chelkecha b'ma'ara. Take this whole pile of gold and silver, all yours. I want to buy from you. You shouldn't have later any tainas that you have a part in the Marsov Mechpelah. So, three pshat Rashi says, Asher korisi li, I dug for myself. Second pshat is that I bought for myself. And the third pshat is that I made a big pile of gold and silver and I gave it away to Asa for my part in the Marsov Mechpelah.
The third answer, it's okay, but the first two, Yakov did not dug for himself. He did not buy it. Abraham Avinu bought it. He didn't dug for his kever.
It's not part of the Yerusha? It doesn't go with Yerusha, the burial?
Good questions. They're all good questions. And we'll deal with them. It's very good.
Why do you think that Avram went ahead and he built other bottom over there?
No, he bought it, so he's his. So he can say, I bought it, I kariti, I did everything, because it's his.
Oh,
But Yaakov did not do anything,
he didn't do the transaction, you say.
nothing.
Okay. Good question.
Interesting.
The Gemara, let's look at the two Gemaras that Rashi has something here in the Pshat. Really, there's two Gemaras that mention this. One is in Rosh Hashanah and the other is in Soite. Rosh Hashanah, the Gemara says, Amre Bakiva, Shalach Afriki, Hoikorim Mo Kesita. It says that he bought it with, he bought the Marsov with Kesita. So what's Kesita? A Mo is a Kesita. And that's what he heard in Africa. So, what's the difference? Africa, Africa, what's the difference? He would come back. I was in Africa. I saw the big six. I saw the lion. I saw the rhinoceros. I saw an elephant. And I also know that they call the Moa Ksita. Well, the Farusha Me Ksita, they rise Me Danki. To know when we say Me Ksita in the Torah, what does it mean? When the Torah says Me Ksita by Avraham Avinu, what does it mean? Omer Rebbe. Kshalachti Lekarchi Ayam. According to other Girsa, is Omer Rebbe Akiva, which Rashi must have had that Girsa, Omer Rebbe Akiva. Kshalachti Lekarchi Ayam, when I went to the big cities on the ocean, the Mechira, whenever it was a sale, selling was called Kira. Why nafkamina that he came back with big information? I went to the big city. I was in Rome, and I was in Naples. I was also in France, and I was in London. And you should know when they make a sale, they call it not mechira, they call it kira. Well, because the pasuk says ashakarisili, and that means mechira.
It's like saying it's not a transaction; it's an action.
I'm not sure. We'll get to that. We'll get that in a second.
It's the same source.
It's the same thing, l'chayra. Just that the Torah says karisili. And that means mechira. The Gemara says in Soita, Kivin Shigir Marsov Machpelah, when the procession of the funeral came to the Marsov Machpelah, with Yakov Avinu and his sons, also Esav Kamakev Amar Lahen, Mamre Kiris Arba Yechevren. Vomer Yitzchak Kiris Arba Arba Zugas Hoy, Odam Mechav Avram Vesari Yitzchak Vedivka Yaakov Veleah. This Odam split it, him and his wife. Avram Vesari split it. Yitzchak and Rivka split it, him and his wife. Now, he says there's two spaces left. So, Yaakov used up his space already for his wife Leah. I get the other spot. There's two spots left. One for Yaakov, one for Esav. V'hai payish dedi. The extra space belongs to me. Omrulei, they said to him, Zavinta. You sold it. Omrulei, need the Zavinta b'chirusa. I sold my Bechora, but I didn't sell the fact that I'm a son from Yitzchak. So one grave for the brother, one brother, and the other one for the other brother.
They gave him all the money.
Oh, Amrlei, what are you talking about? The Chsiv Bekivri Asher Kirisi Li. That Yaakov Avinu said that this grave Asher Kirisi Li. What does it mean Kirisi Li? Amr Rabbi Mashum Mashum Ben Yitzodek and Kira Losha Mechira. Shekem Bekar Chayam Koden Le Mechira Kira. That there's no such thing as Kira. Kira only means Mechira. And he sold it. You gave him a deed. You sold it to him. You sold him your part in the Marsov Machpelah. Omar lahu, Esav said, Haverli Grusa. Yeah, I sold it. Show me the receipt. Show me the bill of sale. Omar lahu, Grosa Bar the Mitzrayim. I said, but the sale, the contract is in Mitzrayim.
Can't produce the contract.
Yeah, I know. What can we do? Oh, ma Nezel Naftali the Kolil Kai Alta the Ksiva Naftali Ayola Shluchi. Hanoise Mishef Ayoli could run. Omer Abol Tikre Imri Shefrale Imri Sefer. He will run to get the Sefer. So Chushim Bereide Don Tamon Have. Chushim, the son of Dan, was around there. Vayakir Leudne, he was hard of hearing. Omer Lu Mai Hai. He said, "What's going on over here? What they're stopping?
What they delayed?
Yeah." Omer Lu Kamakev Hai.
It's not for Philip.
That this guy Esav is holding back the whole thing. Ados and Naftali ba'ar Mitzrayim. Amar lehu v'ados and Naftali ba'ar Mitzrayim. Yeh avi abba mutal bebezoyin. Wow. What? We're going to wait till he goes to Mitzrayim and comes back, and then Yaakov will be sitting like in a box. It's a bezoyin. Shokal kulpa, he took a good stick. Machdi aresha, he banged it on Esav's head. Natan einoi, his eyes fell out. V'noflu akara de Yaakov, and they fell onto Yaakov. Paschinu Yaakov la'einei v'achich. Yaakov opened his eyes and he smiled. And he smiled.
Wait, this is actual or metaphorical? This is Gemara speak.
Right?
Got it.
He smiled.
It's Aramaic Gemara speak.
No, there's a question of
Metaphor.
halacha of burying a tzaddik and
Right.
shot together.
Right. But here the Gemara is not going into that. Einen der Ksiv, Yismach Tzadik Enokam Kechoz Enokam Yerchad B'dam HaRosha V'ois HaShor Neskayim Nevos HaSharivka the Ksiv Lo Meshkol Gam Shnechem Yemechad Afgav Nemesos Lo Yemechad Kvrosam Yem Yemechad Havi. Here it doesn't go into this thing about the... Okay.
But it doesn't say that his head.
Right. That's
Yeah.
This Gemara is not
Why
going
the
into that.
eyes?
Okay. That's a different Medrashim and different
Can we
thing.
learn from
Okay.
Young?
I know.
The head of Esau.
Okay.
Rolled into
Panim.
Right.
Rolled into the...
Right. But for the... Okay, this is what the Gemara says. Okay. Sure. So just the Gemara is just to show you that there's two. One is Rabbi Akiva and one is Rabbi Yochanan. One said in the Kar Chayam they used to say for Mekira Kira. The other one said that the only thing is that is Loyo Yekorim Lemechira Elakira. Will be negated into our discussion in Rashi. So again, Rashi, a nice Rashi, 3 pshatim lach. But with the Rebbe's Mahalach and Rashi, 3 pshatim is the worst thing. 3 pshatim. Why not 1 pshat?
And number 3, you mean?
No. Why not 1 pshat? 3 means that 1 is no good, so you need 2. And 2 is still not good, you need 3. But 3 is not good enough, and you need 1. And 1 still need 2. 3 is always, it's a 3-ring circus. What's going on over here? Why do we need 3 pshatim? You need 3 pshatim. And Rashi not only says, the first pshat, he says a pshat. Second one is a medrash, which is Mesiyashev ala Loshen. It's a medrash that sits well with the pshat. And the last is a medrash that doesn't sit well with the pshat. V'oid medrashoi that does not sit well with the pshat. So if it doesn't sit well with the pshat, why are you saying it? Why does it actually have to say 3 pshatim? Obviously something's bothering him here, that he has to say 3 pshatim. And then he brings that ayah to his second and third pshat. What's that ayah? Story with Rabbi Akiva. He went to Kar Chayam. Well, I don't understand, says the Rebbe. There's in Chumash, there's several psukim. It says that when the Yidden were going through Ammon and Moav, around Ammon and Moav, the Eibusha said that for food and drink, tichru mi'itam. You should buy from them. Rashi says, Loshem mekach. It means mekach, you should buy. Tikru mi'itam means you should buy from them. The whole story that Akiva went to Kar Chayam. It's a Chumash, it's a pasuk in Chumash. It's a pasuk in Chumash. And also in Tanakh, there's a pasuk that says, Ve'echer li b'chamisha asakasav, means again, buying. So, why does it actually have to tell a story about Rabbi Akiva going to Medina, to the Kar Chayam, and then if the emphasis, why is it called a medrash? That if in the Torah says that this means buying, because it says mine tichrumitam. Why does it actually call it a medrash? Okay. Bottom line, let's skip the questions and get straight to the answer. Time is short. The Rebbe says in Lani's Daito, what's bothering Rashi here is that there's these words. I underline these words. Ashakarisa li is extra. It should say hine anoichem meis bekibri, but it's Canaan. What's the negeya asher karisi li? What is negeya these 3 words? What's negeya asher karisi li? This negeya is a very important thing. It's very negeya here. Paroi, for some reason, he had a suspicion that Pari is not going to let that he should be buried in Israel. Why? Rashi says he wants to turn him into Avodah Zorah. The Ramban says Glatazoi. Yosef, Yakov, why would... Pari doesn't want... What do you mean? Like Putin says now. Lubavitch want to have their books? What are their books? It's a national monument. It belongs in the Lenin Library. Every Lubavitcher Rebbe given to be at least once in jail, no fail.
And they don't even know why.
And each one of them, once, one of the times he was in jail, his life was like on a mamish, like just about the Rahman al-Itzlan. It's a national monument. No, ask Mr. Putin. They'll tell you it's a national treasure. Belongs to Russia. We're going to take it out of Russia. You're going to send it to America? You're going to send it to America? What chutzpah is that?
Although he's having them mass produced in China.
So the same thing Padre. Padre is going to say, what? A big tzaddik. We were supposed to have a famine for 7 years. 2 years go by. He comes down here. All of a sudden, that was it. That was the end of the famine. He gives me a blessing. The water of the Nilus goes up. What? He's going to be... We're going to export him? We're going to let him go out? No way! We're going to make a nice monument over here. This is also going to be good for tourism if people come. This is great for business. We're going to have a nice... This is where Yakov Avinu is buried. What are you talking about? You think when the Jews are all going to go to the Marsov Machpelah and they're never going to come to Egypt? They'll have to book a ticket also to Egypt to come to the cave of Yakov Avinu.
In the way, it was good if Yaakov was buried there. So next parasha, the Egyptian will not be against the Jews, the slave. Remember, it's Yaakov. Yeah, he did good to us. We have to be nice to the Jews.
It doesn't work that way. The Rambam is a different story.
We see Rahman al-Islan and the Holocaust that there were cities
desecrate the graves.
That Goyim were very. They made sure that they shouldn't chas v'shalom desecrate the graves. When I was in Worms, as many years ago, I met an old German. It's like an eerie feeling, and I didn't want to talk to him. And but he wanted to talk to me, and he tells me, I had a very good friend. He was a professor in the college, and he made sure that the Nazis didn't destroy. He said this is a national monument. The Maram Rottenberg. He knew that Maram Rottenberg and the whole story. You want to spit this guy in the face. Like that's what your friend was interested about. The stone in the Maram Rottenberg. About 6 million Jews were being gassed. Yeah. A monument, the Maram Rottenberg. I'm just telling you that there's such goyim. There are goyim, they don't care. They wanted to kill every Jew and rip out every stone in every cemetery. But there are some funny goyim, some funny Germans, that the Jews, they didn't mind that every Jew will be gassed and killed. But this cemetery in Worms, are you crazy? You're going to rip out the cemetery? Oh, but the Maram Rottenberg is here. The face where the Maram Rottenberg is? He's a Jew who the Germans also killed just 700 years ago.
And still today, though. People holding on to history more than the present moment.
What do you mean? The Maram Rottenberg is a Choshev Yid. What are you going to desecrate his...
They locked him up.
They locked him up till he died. What do you mean? What do you mean? You're going to desecrate his grave? We got to have his grave here in Worms. Chas v'shalom. You can gas the Jews, no problem. Kill all the Jews. But you're gonna desecrate the grave of the Maram Rottenberg? No way. And this guy stood strong, and they didn't desecrate the grave of the Maram Rottenberg. The Vailo, all the Yidden they killed. So he was scared that Pare will be the same thing. So therefore, just like we see in the other issues that he made Yosef make a shvuah, and when Yosef talks to the people of Pare, he says, "Ovi hishbiani leimer anoichi meis," and Take Pare says, "Alei kvoidavi esavicha kasher hishbiaka," and the Gemara says he really asked him, your father made the shvuah, undo the shvuah. So Yosef says, "Oh yeah, undo the shvuah. I'm going to undo that other shvuah too." So the Yosef says, "No, you know what? Just go bury your father." So there was another nakuda that Yaakov Avinu said, and that is Asher Korisali. And Rashi says 3 pshatim and Korisali, because the truth is each one has a problem to it. The first one, he said, "Tell Paroi, there's not stam a grave. I went and I dug personally. I took a shovel and I dug up for myself. That's how choshev it is. That's how choshev it is. I went and I dug it up for myself." However, it's a little bit of a funny pshat. Someone asked before this question. You mean to say that Yaakov Avinu, he was a young man relatively. His father died at the age of 180. His grandfather at 175. Before he goes down to Mitzrayim, he's basically 120 years old. So for us, 120 is wow. But think about till when his father lived. Right. He went personally with the shovel and prepared his grave. Nothing else. Licked him in the cup. He went and dug for himself a grave. When was the last time you saw someone, even though there's that old joke that why is there a fence around the cemetery? Because people are dying to get in there. So, I mean, but when was the last time?
Expression in English. You dug yourself a cave.
But when was the last time you saw the pashtus? A person takes a shovel. What are you doing? I don't know. I just want to make sure it's ready. It's ready. And not only that, he digs it himself. He can't have his avodim dig it for him. And what's a shekorisi? What's a shekorisi? Li. The first pshat is still, even though in pshuta shemikra, it goes well. It's so choshev. My father went personally and dug it. But that's like a little bit strange. What do you mean he went and he dug? He dug his grave when he was 120. You crazy? So fourth, that's a little missing. So he said, Rashi says a medrash which goes well in Pshuta Shel Mikra, which is that Rabbi Akiva said in Karachi Ayam. What's Karachi Ayam? Karachi Ayam are places that are very choshev in business. They're like the port cities where those days they did a lot of business. When a deal's a deal, it's not little shtetl talk. A deal's a deal. And over there, when they make a choshev a deal, mechira is called kira. And Agav Urcha, with this Rashi explains another issue. What does it mean, Asher Korisi Li? Asher, in the other place in the Torah, which it means that I bought. Oichel meitam tikru, you should buy. But over here, mechira, Korisi means mechira, a transaction. That's why he has to add the word li. Kira means mechira, not kaniya. There's mechira and kaniya, buying and selling. Sometimes certain words mean both, like Rashi says. Shever. Shever could mean loshen mecher, but loshen kinyan. Also here, korisi means a transaction. It's something that goes from one place to another place. That's why he has to add korisi li. The word korisi doesn't mean I bought. It means a transaction that I made for myself. That's why he has to add the word li, and that's why Rashi quotes Asher Korisi Li. He adds the words Asher, Korisi, and Li because he's trying to explain these extra words. Asher, Korisi, Li. So Rabbi Akiva said, when there's a choshev deal, he said this wasn't, the Marsov Machpelah wasn't just something that happened. The old Bnei Ches came, and the same thing my father. When he bought it from his brother, it was a big deal. So Pari is going to say, big deal ahin, big deal ahin. So your father, to your father was a big deal. But and also Pari is going to say, I don't care what's it's a big deal to your father. It's an insult. He doesn't want to be buried in Mitzrayim. So therefore Rashi adds another third nakuda, which perhaps is not a second pshat, but another nakuda the Medrash says, which doesn't go well in the words of the Pshuta Shemekra, but it adds something. Yakov said, tell Pari like this. When I came from Lavan, and every nickel and dime I made, I took all that and I bought pieces of gold and silver and made it into a big pile and I gave it all to Lavan, to Esav, for one reason, to get my spot. It's nothing against Mitzrayim. You think I have something against Choram? It's not against Mitzrayim. It's just that Eretz Yisrael is very special, and the Marsov Machpelah is very special. It's not personal, and it's not against Egypt. I have nothing against Egypt. Egypt, nothing wrong. It's just that I personally want this place so badly that I took piles, nuggets of kesef v'zog, and I made a whole keddy, a big pile, and I told Esav, take all of this. One thing I want my spot in the Marsov Machpelah. So Yaakov Avinu said, tell this to Paroi. When you will say this to Paroi, he'll understand that it's not an insult against Egypt. There's nothing against Egypt. It's just that Eretz Yisrael is the holy place, and Eretz Yisrael where the Jew belongs, and Eretz Yisrael is where there's going to be Tchias HaMesim, and any other place you're going to have Tsar Gilgul Mechilus, and I want to be in the right place. I want to be where I belong in the Marsov Machpelah. I gave all my Kesef Azov away just for this spot. If you tell this to Paroi, maybe it'll penetrate his thick skull. So it's like this. We're going. The first pshat goes better in the words of Pshut Shemekah. The second one, not so. The third, least. But the further you go in the three pshatim, the more impressive it is. One, he says, I dug it. Okay, Mr. Michigana, you went and you dug it. No, I made a major deal. This was a akida. Okay, so it was a big deal. To you, it's a big deal. Hey, man. Every nickel and dime I had, I bought nuggets of gold and silver. Every nickel and dime I made in Chara, and I gave it all the way to Esav. You know for what? I could buy this spot in the Jackie Robinson over there, one of those cemeteries, an extra spot. You can even buy it now for $350. Not very expensive. And I went and I spent something of the equivalent of $10 million. You know why? Because it's very choshev to me. So maybe this will impress Paroi, and Paroi will see how important it is to Yaakov Avinu.
Did Esav, who said now the eyes, the head was buried there, it's not because of Kibbutz Avraham yet?
Here he doesn't say he was buried there,
but
really.
it was very important, because we know the Kibbutz Avraham.
Right. He had Kibbutz Avraham, he had his chus. Yeah, but that's not really not in this Gemara here. But this answers a lot of the shalos that people asked before. So Nakuda is that there's three, the Rashi is saying three Nakudas of why Yaakov Avinu was impressing upon Paroi, why he wants to be buried. It's very important to be buried in Eretz Yisrael.
Also explains why they have such an expensive VIP section on the El Al planes now. Now I get it. Till now I didn't understand.
It's
Visa class.
Exactly. So, this morning we learned about something, and it has a shaykh, what we're doing now, and didn't get a chance to share it this morning. So there's a story that's told about the Chidah and the Orach Chaim HaKodesh. The Chidah was traveling. He was a young man. Chaim Yosef David Azulai. It was like, I don't know how many people wrote as many Sfonim as he did. I'd be